Hi guys, welcome to Co-Parenting with a Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Welcome to my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Thank you for coming back. So today we're going to talk about narcissist and money. If you've ever lived with a narcissist, which all of us have, three of these will be, you fall into these three groups, either of these three groups. So one is either you are the breadwinner of the house, you're making all the money, and pay the bills, take care of the kids, and they don't give you credit. There's no credit given to you that you're handling this business. Or maybe it's joint. You are working, they are working, you're making money, maybe you are making more, or they are making more. You still don't get credit for whatever contribution you make with whatever you're making. Or three, there's no you're not working, probably either, most times not by choice, or if the narcissist told you that, oh, you don't need to work. And I've seen that, you don't need to work, I'm making enough money, so you don't have to, you stay at home. Or is by choice on your part to stay at home, or for them to stay at home, either way. So, but in either of these three things, the end game is the same, and that's to keep you financially down. That is, at the end of the day, for you to have as little as possible. So if you are the one making all the money, not only are paying all the bills and they don't work, not only are you not getting credit for what you're doing, all that money that you make somehow is all gone. At the end of the day, you have little or nothing left. Or the joint one will be structured in a way where whether you're making more or you're making less than the narcissist, whatever it is you're making, still at the end of the day, somehow you're down with nothing. Or they intentionally tell you not to work, so that way you don't have any money. Or maybe the narcissist decided not to work. That way, somehow your money, you're in the sole breadwinner group where you're making the money and they're not working. So, or, and I mean that one where they don't have a job, so they don't work. So either way, you are carrying the burden of the thing. And the end game is for you to have as little money as possible. So you are to be depleted at the end of the month, whether you work or you don't work, or you work jointly with a narcissist. This is how, after the physical abuse, emotional abuse by the narcissist, financial abuse is another abuse that comes into play, because money gives you confidence, especially when in this kind of situation, which is probably why some of us won't even leave, or can't leave when we want to leave, because you will need money. And if you're living with a narcissist that makes sure that you have no penny left out of every paycheck, even though you're working, how are you going to go? Or you're working with a narcissist where at the end of the day you can't tell it that you're working, because in all days you're not getting any credit. Or you have been told not to work at all in a way to keep you not having money. Or with a narcissist that you are working, so so the burden of the house, and somehow the money still drains and you have nothing left. End of the day is you're supposed to have nothing left. In my case, I was working with a narcissist. I was making less than he was making, but I have that the bills conveniently are structured in a way that at the end of the day I have nothing. Matter of fact, before I was getting ready to go, I just had to take a second job on the weekends so I could have some kind of money. I wasn't even sure I was going to completely go through with the divorce, but it was at that time you knew that there wasn't really, there were pretty much, there's nothing to do. You just kind of buying time with that. Like, I haven't convinced myself completely of it, but somehow I was making preparation for it. I said, I got a job on the weekends just so I can have some money in the savings account, because you looked at your savings account, you realize you worked for how long and you don't even have money in there, because at the end of the day, the narcissist makes sure your money depletes one way or the other. If maybe there's a project, maybe there's something, it's always going to be something that makes sure that you have less than. Because if you have less than, you'll be easier to control. If they take over the money, you're not going to quickly run out of the house. If you don't work, or they've told you, oh, that's okay, I got it, you can stay at home, you don't have to work, that's another way. So that way, they can control what you have when you have it and when you don't have it. And if you stay at home, or they hand whatever it is, give you things, anytime you don't conform, quote unquote, to what they want, guess what happens? All that is taken back. This is financial abuse. Is something is very, very right behind the emotional and the physical. This is another way for the narcissist to hold you down. They make sure that you have no penny, regardless of how much you're working, or if you're the only one working. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The less money you have, the less likely you are to get up and say, you know what, I gotta go. And that came into play when I was going to go, because things was playing in my head. Okay, I'm going to pay the mortgage. I don't make as much money as he does. This bill is going to be here if I decide to keep the house. If I wanted to stay here, if I wanted to move out, like all that comes in, And you best believe, while we are doing the mediation before the divorce, he was hammering on it. Oh, you can't pay the taxes on this, the mortgage on this, why? Because over the years you were busy making sure that I have not, I don't have any, So because which was why they underestimate you, because you see, in that case, he looked at it like, yeah, you don't have money to do this. Obviously, you're not going to go through with a divorce, because economically, it doesn't make sense for you, So he calls you bluff and it relaxes, like, yeah, you're just acting up, you're not going to go through, because how are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for that? How are you going to pay for this? And this works in your favor, especially if you mean to go. It really works in your favor, because that means they're out of the way and you're busy trying to find way to do what you need to do. So yeah, financial abuse is another one. They will make sure either they intentionally keep you at home, or they schedule the bills in such a way that you have nothing left. And meanwhile, when you have nothing left, they do have they have money too, because when you guys go out, they'll be the ones that probably give people money. And guess what? Everybody's like, oh, which is why when you come out and you start talking about this, they're looking at you, but he was so nice, he was, giving this, look at, he gave this money to this person and this, and you're like, yeah. So it depletes you, so that outside they are the ones doing this, showing off. Why? Because you've taken care of everything else. You've held down the whole bills. What do you think they're doing with this? They're showing off. And let me tell you a story about how is confusing for some people eventually. So one of my cousins came over. They're trying to go to college. So they're going for the orientation, whatever. And I was supposed to drop them off early in the morning. As usual, is one of those silent treatment episodes for, I don't know, God knows what. You don't even know what trip these people. So the cousin come over. We need to get to where we're going by, be there by 8. So we need to leave early. That means we're supposed to take off at 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. Guess who was looking for her car keys? Me. I could not find the car keys. And this is a normal occurrence. I don't know about you guys, but this is a normal occurrence in my house, because if there's an argument, it's one of the stuff, whatever personal stuff I have, one of them might go missing. It might be the phone, it might be the keys, it might be a computer, or it might be an iPad, something that you're doing. At some point, it actually was a novel I was reading. I was in the middle of it, and it disappeared. So, so I'm looking for my keys. I'm like, I know it's in here, and I mean the time is going. We need to go. And like I said, this is a normal occurrence. So I had a spare key saved somewhere else, up in the closet. I had to go get that so we can get in the car and go. So I took that, so she can meet her orientation, because we're running late already. Me trying to reach you, we are looking for keys. Oh well, when we came back, guess what? The key somehow magically appeared on the kitchen counter. And then when my cousin was going home, trying to fly back the next day, well, he volunteered. Oh, he's gonna drive her to the airport, and then he's giving her money. Now, what impression do you think this cousin of mine had when she gets home? Oh, what a nice guy. He took me to the airport, even gave me $200, not knowing that the day before, she nearly didn't make that orientation. Why? Because this person was trying to sabotage me, nearly cost her the orientation appointment that she had. She cannot reconcile that to those two people, So that's how these people work. Just the day before, she nearly missed her orientation. Why? Because the target was me. If I didn't have the spare key, either I would have called somebody else, because like I said, having lived with this person for years, I always have like a plan B. As I figured out what's going on, even I don't know what the name was, I always know that I have to have some other thing going on, So you have my cousin leaving and be talking, oh wow, what a nice guy. He took out his time to go drop her off at the airport, and he gave her money. So these people, the less money you have, the easier it is to manipulate you, the easier it is to control you, the easier it is for them to feel like they've trapped you. You're not going anywhere, at least until they decide to leave you alone and go. But that's how. And while you're co-parenting, another ways they can, you think this has stopped with the parenting, I mean with the relationship. After the relationship, they have ways where one of them would be, they would tell, this was in my case, so they would tell the kids, oh, your other brothers or whatever, you have brothers, whatever, they are going to this after school program over there. You need to tell your mom they have this and they have this. They made it all nice, and the kids will go over there and run crazy and play video games after school and all that stuff. Of course, the kids at that age, they're happy. That's what they want to do. So guess what? The kids run back and they tell you, oh, we need to go. The mom, you need to sign us up for this and that and whatever. Why? What is the narcissist trying to do? He's trying to get you to spend more, spend more money. And if they're being paid child support, or they're paying you, or whatever it is, they're trying to get you to spend more money. You know, the whole idea is to spend more money, bring the more money out. Now you're telling the kids to do this, even though they have prior arrangement that they go home. You know, so they bring that up and say, oh, yeah, make it all nice and sweet. You know, so the kids, so when you tell the kids, well, no, we don't need to go there because, you know, you already come home. You know, you have somebody else taking care of you at home. You can't be going there. Or another thing, they'll have to tell the kids something about, oh, this was a nice look at this, something, whatever it is, you know. It's really cool. It's this and that. Oh, you should tell your mom to buy it for you. You should tell your mom to buy it for you, or you tell your dad to buy it for you if it's, you know. There's another way too. So you have the kids running to you and say, oh, this, and that, you know, dad said this is all, mom said this is this, you know, another way. Because in their mind, if we can get you to spend money, spend all of it. Now, you have to understand what the plan is. If they leave you or you leave them, the whole idea is that you're supposed to be down and out, you know. So, however they feel they can do that, which is what, you know, they're trying to do, is to make sure that you have less. That's the whole idea, is to have less. Now, it doesn't matter that you have children that's going to be affected by this. That's not the point. As always, as you know by now, the target is you. So they propose this to the kids. So they run with it. So now that's something else the kids said they no to the kids. Now might be something else. They were like, oh, we want this, that, you know, whatever. But these are some of the ways they try to, even outside of their relationship, while you're co-parenting with them. These are some of the ways they would try to get in your pocket to deplete it. You know, that's another way they do that. You know, suggesting stuff to the kids. Oh, you should tell your mom to do this. You should tell your dad to do this. You know, all that is they're hoping that if I can, let me make sure that their money run out. You know, that's all that is. That is all that is. Because now, after the relationship, they're not going to control what your money anymore. So they see, maybe I can do it from here. So if they're paying you child support, best believe that, you know, they think that, first of all, they think that's the money you stole from them. So yeah, they're going to find ways somehow to maybe you use it all up. So you don't have any left. Or if you're paying them child support, chances are they might still be making demands of different things. Oh, go tell your dad to buy that. Go tell your mom to buy that. You know, it's making suggestions the other way, so the kids can go this way and tell you. That could be another way too. So financial abuse, guys, another way a narcissist, while in their relationship, while out of the relationship, they'll still try to do, because the end game is for you to have less. Because if you have less, they believe maybe somehow you run back to them, God forbid. Maybe if you're struggling, it will be a way to force you to run back to them, or go. Don't move from where they left you. Come seek them out again. That's how they want you struggling. So while the relationship, now outside relationship, they're going to find different ways, like those two ways, telling the kids to tell you to get this and get that. This is so cool. This is not so cool. They get the kids to sign you up for this. Or they may not have that too. Oh, you need to be taking karate classes. This person and this person is taking it. The other son and the other daughter is taking it. You're supposed to be in this, taking this. That's another way too. The kids run home and tell you, oh, we need to sign up for this. Dad said with this and this. Mom said this and this. That's another way. That's another way they'll try to, get the kids to quote unquote deplete your funds. Oh my God, these people are crazy. Anyway, guys, that's it. Get your mind right, and everything else will fall into place.